Ladies, if you've ever wondered how to actually start investing and what all the terminology means, then this video is for you. And I am addressing this video to the ladies because right now the gender investment gap in the UK stands at £678 billion. Men currently invest on average around £115,000, while women invest only around £70,000. That gap isn't because women are worse with money, it's because of the information gap. Nobody ever properly explains how any of this works, and as women, we aren't encouraged to get involved in things like investing or the stock market. A lot of us may have come from a household where the father handles the money or be in a relationship where your partner handles your finances. And because I'm all about women becoming as powerful and independent as possible, today we're changing that. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what investing is, the meaning of key investing related words that you always hear thrown around, why investing matters, and exactly how to open an investment account and start doing it yourself. Let's get on top of our finances. Let's start with the basics. What is investing? Investing in the simplest terms is using your money to make more money. That is it. That is the whole definition. Think about the difference between a dress from a fast fashion store and an expensive in-demand handbag from a luxury brand. The dress is cheap, you wear it twice, and it's worthless by next season. Probably ends up at the charity store. The bag, on the other hand, is what you would call an investment piece because it holds its value. You're putting your money into something that's expected to grow or hold its value, not something that's gone at the second that you've spent it. It might even go up in value the longer you own it, so you could potentially sell it for even more money at some point in the future. That's exactly what investing is. And here's why this actually matters. The answer, in one word, is inflation. Prices of things go up every single year. Your favorite makeup might be £25 this year, and next year it's £28, and then the year after maybe £32. So if you've got £1,000 just sitting in a normal bank account doing nothing, that £1,000 might only buy you about £900 worth of the exact same things in 1 year, and over 10 years it could be worth a fraction of what it once was. Your money hasn't shrunk in the bank, but what it can actually buy you has. And that is the reason that you need to invest, because saving money on its own isn't enough anymore. You have to grow your money faster than the prices of everything that you want to buy. And here's the other reason why this matters so much. Investing is a much easier way to get properly wealthy than by just earning a salary. Over the last 20 years, the stock market has averaged somewhere between 8 to 10% growth year on year. Salaries, on the other hand, have barely kept up with inflation, let alone beaten it. So while you're working hard every year for a pay rise that might only be 3 or 4%, your invested money would have been quietly working an entirely separate job for you in the background. Almost like having two jobs, but it's earning you more money while you sleep, while you're getting your nails done, or while you're literally doing nothing at all. And that's the part that nobody tells you. The money that you make from your job is one income stream, and the money that you make by making your money work for you is a completely different income stream. And it's one that so many women never pursue. So you might be wondering now, how does this actually work and what do I invest in? So let's start with the basics. Firstly, we have stocks, also known as shares, which are just a tiny piece of ownership in a real company. Think of lots of big name companies whose products you use in your everyday life, like Johnson & Johnson, Apple, Coca-Cola. If you buy a stock in those, you literally own a teeny tiny piece of that company. Companies sell off these tiny pieces so they can raise money, and with that money grow the company even more, so it becomes even more valuable and profitable. They might start making a new product or selling in another country that they didn't before. And in return, as an owner, the value of your stock can go up if that company does well and down if it doesn't. The place that you buy these is called the stock market. Think of the stock market as a huge department store that has thousands of brands of different companies. So you can go into the store and buy a Huda lipstick, a Burberry coat, a Chloe bag, and you don't need to go to the Huda factory to buy their lipstick. They need a place to sell it to you. So once you own a slice of the company, there are two ways that it can make you money. The first one is called capital gains, which is just the value of the stock going up. Like that investment bag, you bought it for £2,000. A few years later, it's worth £3,000 because the demand for it grew. So you sell it and you make the difference. That's called a capital gain. The second way that you can make money is a dividend. That's when a company pays you a bit of its profits just for owning a piece of it, even if you never sell the share. Think of it like loyalty points from your favorite brand. You buy some products online and as a reward, they give you points on your account. And the more you buy, the more points you get. Those points actually have a cash value. It's similar with dividends. Companies usually pay this out to you in money that they send to your investment account every quarter, and you can either leave the money there, you can take it out as income, or you can reinvest it to buy more stocks. But here's the catch. If you put all your money into one single company's stock, you are taking on a huge amount of risk. Think about spending your entire clothing budget on one single perfect dress. It might be stunning, the perfect fit, gorgeous fabric, and flattering, but one dress can't be your entire wardrobe. Even if it's the most beautiful dress you've ever owned, it's not right for the Monday morning meeting and the beach holiday and a wedding and lunch down the Sunday pub all at once. Not to mention for different seasons, it might be a very summery dress that you can't wear during winter. You also need tops, pants, jackets, skirts, shoes, bags. Think of those as your sectors. Sectors in investing are the different categories that businesses are in. So for example, tech, pharmaceuticals, oils, consumer goods companies. Then, if that one dress that you've spent all your money on goes out of style, gets a wine stain on it, or shrinks in the wash, you have nothing to fall back on. Your entire budget is gone. That's exactly what happens when you bet everything on one company by buying only stocks in that company. If they have one bad profit year, one bad product, a competitor that does it better, your whole investment value could go down. Do you remember Blockbuster, the video and DVD rental shop? It was a Friday night, you'd head to the Blockbuster store, walk down the aisles, choose a film, grab some snacks. It was a ritual, and at its peak, Blockbuster had thousands of stores worldwide. The company was worth $5 billion at its peak. If you had invested in Blockbuster back then, you would have felt completely confident in your investment. Everyone used it. It felt like it would be around forever. Then a little startup called Netflix came along and offered to stream films directly into your living room. Blockbuster didn't take Netflix seriously, but within a decade, it was bankrupt. Anyone who had put all their money into Blockbuster stock lost everything. And that is the real danger of betting everything on one single company, no matter how invincible it looks at the time. The fact is that we just don't know what new technologies or trends will emerge in future that will make today's best companies obsolete. So while you could pick stocks, and sometimes I do, and essentially take a chance that that company will continue to do well for the next decade or longer, the way to spread your risk out even better would be to buy a fund, specifically an index fund. An index fund holds a little slice of hundreds or sometimes thousands of different companies across completely different sectors, all in one single purchase. Think of it like building a complete wardrobe instead of owning that one dress. A tailored blazer, a great pair of jeans, a silk blouse, a cute summer dress. Every piece is for a different occasion, a different season, and a different version of your life. If one piece stops working, everything else still does its job. And that whole wardrobe collection together, every piece that you've chosen, that's what's known as your portfolio. A portfolio is just the sum of everything that you've invested in, exactly the way your wardrobe is the sum of every piece hanging in it. The beauty of index funds is that if one company in the fund you have bought does badly, the value of your investment is not going to go to zero. In fact, it might not wobble too much at all because you have the value of the other companies in the index holding the index up. And your investment will grow in line with the value of all of the companies in the fund. Spreading your money across different companies and sectors like that, rather than relying on one single piece to work for every occasion, that's what's called diversification. Different sectors of the market perform differently depending on economic conditions. Some companies may do really well during a tech boom like we're seeing right now. That same tech boom might make other companies do really badly. Right now, we're living through a perfect example of this. We're in an AI and tech boom. Nvidia, the company that makes the chips powering AI, has seen its stock rise over 800% in just 2 years. It briefly became the most valuable company on the planet. Incredible if you owned it. But that exact same AI boom is already threatening companies in media and advertising, for example. Their revenues are shrinking as AI replaces work that humans used to do. So if your entire portfolio is in tech right now, you are doing really well today. But no boom lasts forever. History tells us that, and when the cycle eventually turns, the people that also held stocks in healthcare, energy, and consumer brands alongside their tech holdings will have the blow to their investments cushioned. The people who only hold tech are going to feel it where it hurts, their pockets. And that is exactly why diversification is not just a nice idea, it's the most important rule in investing. So, how do you actually start doing this for real? The first thing that you need to do is pick a platform. The platform is just the app or the account that you use to buy the funds. For example, Trading 212 or Moneybox in the UK. Go to the App Store after watching this video and type in investing and then your country and browse through to find one that you like the interface of and find user friendly. I'll also link my favorites in the description box below. It is free to sign up. At the end of the day, all of these investing platforms do the same thing. Some have lower platform fees, but the most important thing is that you use an app that you feel comfortable with, because we want all of the ladies to get investing now, don't we? The app will give you access to actually buy the stocks and funds, ideally inside a stocks and shares ISA if you're in the UK, so any growth stays completely tax-free. An ISA is a UK tax efficient account, and all that means is that when the value of your investments go up, you don't need to pay any tax on the money you make. And you can put in up to £20,000 a year into an ISA. So definitely max this out before setting up a general investment account. To properly get started, the next thing you need to do is deposit some money into the ISA, just the same way that you put money into your bank account. As a complete beginner, I would genuinely recommend skipping individual stocks for now. Instead, just buy a global index fund, something that automatically spreads your money across thousands of companies all over the world in just one click. It really can be that simple. Choosing one fund containing thousands of companies and don't touch it again, apart from setting up a direct debit to invest a set amount for you every month, the same way that your gym membership or Netflix subscription comes out automatically without you ever having to remember to manually do it. Investing regular amounts monthly has its own name, and that is dollar cost averaging. It sounds complicated, but it really isn't. It just means that you're buying the same amount, say £100 for example, on the same day every single month, regardless of whether stock prices are up or down that week. Some months your £100 is going to buy you less because the prices have gone up, and other months it's going to buy you more because the prices have gone down. But over time, it all evens itself out. And it completely removes the stress of trying to guess the perfect moment to buy, which, by the way, nobody, not even the professionals, can do reliably. You're just consistently showing up every single month and letting time and consistently do the actual work for you. So let's have a quick recap of all the terms that you now know. Investing is using your money to make more money. Inflation means that doing nothing is actually losing you money every single year because prices go up. The stock market has historically grown at 8 to 10% a year, which far outpaces any salary. Stocks give you ownership in real companies. You make money through capital gains and dividends when you have stocks. Individual stocks have risks, so instead you build a diversified portfolio through an index fund. These also have risks, but you have reduced the risk quite a bit. You can open up a stocks and shares ISA on an investing platform and set up a monthly direct debit and let dollar cost averaging do the work. And that is it. That is everything that you need to get started investing. You don't need a finance degree. You don't need a rich husband, and you don't need to wait until you earn more, save more, or understand more. You have everything that you need right now, today, to open an account and start building wealth that belongs entirely to you. Because nobody is coming to save us financially, but the good news is we don't need them to, because now we know how to build wealth ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe so you can see more life-changing educational content from me every single week to help you stay on top of your finances. Please leave me a comment if you watched to the end. Ciao for now.